Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Does my mic sound nice? Check one. Does my mic sound nice? Check two. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The mic sounds real nice up in here. And yeah, we back, man. We're back with another one. All right. We're going to break down for Reparations Month, the real reparations movement. This is part 4. All right. And things are starting to warm up. They're starting to heat up. All right. So, yeah, y'all get ready for it. We're going to leave you no more delay, man. You know what it is. You rocking with the best Thoughts of the Week podcast. Let's get it. You're rocking with the best Thoughts of the Week podcast. No doubt about it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Thoughts of the Week podcast. And we're going to keep the ball rolling with part 4 of the real reparations movement. All right. And yeah, like I've been saying, you having these reparations conventions, and with these conventions comes a lot of confusion. It almost looks like these people are trying to gather money up for themselves. You got these groups coming in and they making up group names, and they're not really saying they're for Black Americans and that the reparation is specifically for that. They always want to gather everybody else in who has no claim to what happened in the United States, right? So with no more further delay, we're going to get right into it, man. The real reparations movement, part 4. All right, so let's get into it.
It's none other than the beautiful Christy Williams. I just want to say this is beautiful. When I walked up, I was just like, wow, this is beautiful. Black is beautiful, isn't it? People need to understand when I say Creek freedmen, that means that the Creek Nation in Indian Territory, now Oklahoma, enslaved my ancestors, my people, my great-great-grandfather, who came on the Trail of Tears as a slave, not as a kumbaya moment, but as a slave. And so when we talk about reparations in Oklahoma, we're not only talking about national reparations, we're talking about reparations from the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre, and we're talking about reparations from these tribes who owe us too. So one of the things that we did in Tulsa, and I say we because I didn't do it by myself, but we changed the narrative from riot to massacre. So don't let anyone tell you it was a race riot. It was a massacre. They used the term riot, so that way it implied that it was from both sides. And we know that didn't happen. So we have to tell the truth. So just changing that narrative was important. And I also serve on the 1921 Mass Graves Oversight Committee, where we are finding our ancestors in these mass graves. And just before I left, we found 18 more bodies, and 7 of those were children. And so we are still on the path of that. It's really hard because we're still fighting the city. And the city of Tulsa wants to look good while it's doing nothing. And so, you know, and then it goes back to that question. How can we ask the same people who played a huge role in the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre to investigate itself, right? So while we're on this oversight committee, we understand what we're fighting. And so please be on the lookout for information about that. Give us the support, your prayers, your love, as we continue to fight and fight and fight for our ancestors, especially as we're pulling them out of these mass graves. Because I literally pulled them out myself. Me and our city councilor, Vanessa Hall Harper, the only Black city councilor in Tulsa, we literally pull these bodies up out ourselves with the archaeologists there. Because we're not just letting white hands touch on our ancestors. So that's what we're doing. I say take everything from here today, network with people, go back home, and organize. Get your issues together, your goals, what you want to do, what you want to accomplish in your community, and do it. And then you can call on a lot of people here that's willing to help you to get those things done. I always say young people do what they see us do. It's always not what we tell them to do, but what they see us do. I grew up watching my parents organize, and I hated that. Our house was always the meeting house. I used to hate when I'd come home and see that. And I used to hate when my parents would drag me to city council meetings and to go out holding up signs, picketing things and businesses. I used to hate that because I wanted to go be with my friends, and it was embarrassing to be out there with my parents doing that kind of stuff. So I never thought that I would be doing this one day. I never thought that I would be doing this one day. So it's really what they see you do. We have to be the example, and bring your children with you. Bring your children with you, the things that you do in your communities. Kids should be here today, and I see some out here. This is great. But again, kids do what they see us do. And so it's up to us. It starts with us, and it's going to end with our children. Like the city of Tulsa had the equality indicators where they measured the inequities of Black people in Tulsa. We came out on the bottom of the barrel on everything from housing to education to healthcare. So we're creating policies in all of those areas, and we're trying to get these pushed through the city council. So I always say reparations is cash and land, and everything else is just good damn policy. And so that's what we have to have.
Thank you so much, Christy. Y'all clap it up for Miss Christy Williams. So the next person we're gonna bring up.
All right, there you go. That was Christy Williams. She talked about the Creek freedmen had enslaved her people, right? Her relatives, right? She also talked about the massacre, right? And that she was taking these bodies out and making the distinction of using the words, because words are important. The wording of using riot and massacre. And they changed from being a riot to a massacre because that's what it really was. All right. It was the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacres. They were massacring people over an actual lie. All right. So yeah, it's getting warmer, man. It's getting warmer. All right. This is part 4 of the reparations, the real reparations movement. Not all that nonsense that you've been hearing about. You know, the National Reparations Convention and that was in Atlanta, Georgia, and the Road to Reparations in Brooklyn, New York. No, we're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it exclusive. The real reparations movement in Washington, D.C. All right. So we're going to leave it at that. Part 5 is coming up tomorrow, and we're going to continue going. Like I said, it's going to get hotter and hotter. Y'all can't miss it. All right. Don't miss it. All right. You know what it is, man. You know what it is. We will see you tomorrow. You're rocking with the best Thoughts of the Week podcast. I'm out. Peace. You're rocking with the best Thoughts of the Week podcast.